I'm not sure if you guys saw the last video I put up, but the other day I had a fight, an MMA fight, my second fight actually, and if you watched it, you would have seen, but I got completely robbed of the win there. Like, I won the first 2 rounds very clearly, and like the second round was actually probably more clear than the first, but they still gave me the first one and not the second one. And then he got the third round, but still I should have won it 2-1, right? And still they took the win. He wins the fight, yeah. And for me, that's obviously a major setback, right? Because I work my ass off like every single day. That's all I do, just train and all that, working towards winning this fight. I should have won, and they took it from me. And now what? 1 win, 1 loss when I should be 2 wins, because it's quite obvious that I won that. And so today, in the spirit of that, yeah, I thought I might talk a bit about how to kind of handle setbacks when you're learning Japanese. Because obviously it's not a competition in the way of like you go into a fight, you win or lose, but still you have failures, right? Like, for instance, like I probably mentioned in the title of this, the Jlpt was on recently, yeah? And some of you would have gone in there thinking, I'm going to smash this. I worked my ass off, I've studied the best I can, and I'm going to pass super easy. You've gone in there, you've done it, and you've come out thinking, fuck, I've just failed. Like, all this work towards, nothing. I've failed it. What was the point of that? Or, for instance, you might have an interaction with a Japanese person, yeah? Where you've been studying for ages, maybe a few years, and you talk to someone, you meet someone down the street, right, that's Japanese. It's awkward. You can't really speak how you want to speak. And, it just doesn't go to the... You don't perform to the degree which you thought you could. And you leave that feeling like, fuck, what have I done? Like, I'm wasting my time. I'm not succeeding. And you start feeling like a failure, right? And I want to make this video, right, to kind of discuss about why those experiences are important and why, it's just a step along the way of getting better. And I want to talk about, why they're important and also how you can use them to actually improve. I think a lot of people will probably say, just forget about it. It doesn't really matter, you might have failed, but who cares, just forget about it and just move on. But I kind of disagree with that because I feel like these experiences are actually quite important to look at and learn from. Because, you can learn from that actual experience and get better. But not only that, you can look at that and just be like, you know what? Fuck this. Like, I've put in the work. I should be doing better. I'm not happy with this. And it can motivate you to work harder and harder. Like for me, right? With that fight, clearly got robbed. It's quite obvious. And I can look at that 2 ways. I can either go, fuck this, I give up, I'm done. I'm going to go back, I'll train a bit, but who cares anymore? Or I can look at that and say, you know what? Fuck this. Next time, I'm going to finish it. I'm going to fucking dominate it so much that no one could even argue any point that he won any second of the fight. So I go back. I've been training ever since that fight finished. Next day in the gym, training all day. And, I think you can do the same thing with Japanese. Yeah, say you fuck up the Jlpt. Who cares? Like, it sucks. But look at that and go, you know what? No, I've put in all this work. I'm going to pass it next time. And not only am I going to pass it, I'm going to 100% it. I'm going to just smash it. So what do? You go back, you keep studying, and you just get better and better. One thing I think as well that can really make you just like not focus on the result of that and more so just help you to move on and keep getting better is just stay a student of it, Don't think about like, oh, I failed or this, whatever. Yeah, take that as a learning experience, like I just said. Learn from it. You can learn from as well, like, oh, like, I should have done this in the test. Like, I should have managed my time better. You can learn those things. But as well, like, just separate yourself from that. Go back to what is the skill at hand. You're learning Japanese, right? You're learning that skill. Be a student of the game, Don't get obsessed with the tests and, negative experiences talking to Japanese people. Go and just keep getting better. Focus on what you've been doing up until now, whether that be listening, reading, whatever, and just keep improving and just focus on the skill at hand. That's what I'm doing as well. Like, maybe I got robbed a split decision, but, I'm not focused on that. Yeah, it sucks and I want to rematch him and I want to, avenge that loss and everything. But what I'm doing now is I go, okay, take a step away from competing in, like that fight itself. And let's just focus on getting better. Get back in the gym, learn to improve and just get better at the skill, which is fighting. And you can do the same thing for Japanese. You have a negative experience talking to Japanese people. Yeah, it sucks. And you're like, well, fuck, I should have done this. But you can look at that, learn from that, and then just go back and just keep getting better and focus on learning Japanese. Don't focus on those experiences. Just focus on the skill at hand. There doesn't need to be an emotional component of that attached to it. Yeah, it sucks, but try and separate that and just try and focus on getting better and improving. And don't forget, that this is just a necessary experience that you go through on your journey to perfecting what it is you're doing. So yeah, you fail the Jlpt, you have a negative experience using the language or something like that. You're not as good as you thought you were, or you didn't perform to the degree at which you thought you could. So what? You look at that and you go, well, fuck, that sucks, but it's a necessary part of it. You'll have so many of those negative experiences leading up to the positive ones. And you can't really understand the value of those positive experiences until you've had the negative side of it. Yeah, you fail the Jlpt, whatever, like you don't do as good as you thought, you don't talk to people as good as you thought, or like something like that. That's going to allow you, when you get good at it, say you go back the next time and just smash the test, or you talk to Japanese people again and you just, you're talking to the degree at which you thought you could. Now you're going to really understand the value of those experiences. That's one of the things for me as well with Japanese that like really makes me value the level that I'm at now, is the experiences I've had, talking to people and just being absolute shit, like having like a group phone call with like one of my friends and one of their friends. I'm just not able to interact at all. And like, I just come off like really socially awkward and not at all how I'd like to. And it's a really negative experience. You come out of that feeling like shit, thinking, God, like put so much work in, why am I so shit? But you've got to know, that that's a necessary part of it all. It sucks. But when you start having those good experiences, when you start talking to people and being able to do whatever you want in the language, passing the Jlpt, working your way up and having more and more of those good experiences, then you're really going to understand the value of them, right? Like for instance, Japanese people, they speak it from birth, right? So it doesn't mean anything to them, right? Because it's just, there's no sense of satisfaction in that. You're just speaking a language. It doesn't really mean anything. Like objectively, talking to Japanese people in Japanese, it's cool, but it doesn't really matter. Like it's nothing, really spectacular. But the reason it feels so good is because of all those negative experiences and all those hardships you've gone through leading up to it. So don't get discouraged by the fact that you might not have done as well as you thought. Just look at that and go, you know what? Next time I'm going to do better. I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to go back, focus on everything, not get distracted by the result of that, and just keep improving. And then next time you'll get a better result than the one you had the last time. And you're going to feel way better about yourself. And you're going to have more and more of those good experiences in Japanese. So all I wanted to make this video for was just to say, don't get distracted by those things. Don't let that knock you off your path of getting better and demotivate you. That's what I could have done with this fight, Like, I got fucked over. I put in the work. I got the result I should have. And they took that away from me. And, look at me. Where's the bruises? There's a little bit, of bruising there. A bit here. My ears all fucked up. But that's from before. And, there's not a scratch on me. And they take that all away. It's just fucking annoying, honestly. Really frustrating. But I'm not letting that distract me from everything. I'm back in the gym, back improving, and just staying a student of the game and getting better. And that's what you got to do, when even in Japanese, when you fuck up, when something doesn't go your way, just keep working towards it and you will eventually reach the level that you want to and get the result that you want. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I hope it helped. And if you're interested, join the Language Games Discord. Put that in the description and follow me on Instagram. I'm going to start linking that. I'll put that in the description as well. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks.